Pasal kita sendiri tengok introduction dengan jerk, editing jerk, kejap dia buat gini jadi Frankenstein.
Ramlee would never again replicate the spectacular success he achieved at the Shaw Studio.
Dia orang janji macam-macam, nak kasih dia buat colour film, nak buat canggih-canggih lah, cinemascope. Tapi bila dia sampai sini, tak ditepatkan janji, dia dah kecewa. Jadi dia punya creation bila bikin filem dah tak gairah macam di Jalan Ampas.
The advent of television, Hollywood, Hong Kong and colour Hindi films sounded the death knell of P. Ramlee's attempt to reinvent himself. P. Ramlee directed and acted in 18 more films for Merdeka Studio until 1970, including the popular Do Re Mi trilogy. The comedic series was meant to recreate his popular Bujang Lapok characters, but it failed to capture their innocence and lovable ineptitude. Laxmana Do Re Mi was the last film P. Ramlee directed for Merdeka Studio. At home, P. Ramlee lived happily with Saloma and their 5 adopted children. His only biological son, Nasir, had married and left home at 19. Ramlee realized that however dedicated he was to his work, he needed the emotional anchoring that only his family could provide. They meant the world to him.
Dia sayang betul anak-anak dia. Dia suka pijak baring, dia tiada kat sini. Nanti anak-anak dia dipanggil lah, pijak lah. Yang Sazali yang picit lah, yang si Sabarudin tu kan pijak, Jajah pijak. Dengan saya sekali pijak dia. Picit dia. Itulah dia kesukaan.
His son Sazali was his biggest fan.
Otak dia macam dipunyai oleh Tuhan luar biasa. Tengoklah anak dia sendiri pun tak ada ikut jejak dia. Daddy saya, dia segak, handsome. Saya tak handsome.
Ramlee liked to pamper his children, but he would be very strict when it came to music and schoolwork.
Dia kalau ajar dengan anak-anak dia memang serius. Baik kira-kira pelajaran sekolah maupun muzik. Dia tak boleh main-main. Dia bila dah pukul saya, dia pujuk saya balik lah.
P. Ramlee tried to teach Nasir and Sazali to play the piano, but quick-tempered Ramlee would get really annoyed when they played badly. He would thump them both, but according to Nasir, it was him who usually got it worse.
Jadi masa saya lah. Bapak saya boleh geram, saya kena. Tapi kalau orang buat hal, saya yang kena. Tapi Ramlee mesti cari saya juga. Pukul dia bukan pukul tu teruk ke.
Satu hari saya tengok, saya pergi rumah dia, tengok dia tengah pukul Nasir. Pasal rambut panjang. Dulu Nasir rambut panjang. Bila saya sampai, dia stop. Dia tak dipukul Nasir.
Despite Ramlee's domestic upheavals, Ahmad Nawar, Ramlee's longtime friend, was privy to the star's other eccentricities.
Dia punya favourite tu timikai. Timikai dengan kicap. Dan dia taruh cili kering sikit, dia cecah. Every time dia datang, dia kata, Ahmad, aku nak datang rumah. Saya prepare itulah. Dan dia punya favourite gunting rambut. Yang jadi mangsa je Nasir lah. Dia gunting macam mana passion.
At home, when Ramlee felt like eating a particular cuisine, he would call up Mariani, his sister-in-law, who he was once in love with.
Ramlee ni dia very loving. Dia tak suka Saloma kerja teruk di rumah, macam masak-masak, sibuk-sibuk semua. Dia adakan orang gaji. Dia tak, Saloma sentiasa make up aja, cantik, duduk buat tatting, buat labuci, gitu aja. Dia tak suka macam Saloma kerja-kerja. Yang kena dera saya lah. Bila nak masak lauk yang kesukaan dia, saya kena datang lah masakkan dia. Saloma duduk diam-diam cantik aja. Gitu. Itu dia punya perangai. P. Ramlee punya perangai.
Pampering Saloma was Ramlee's way of showing his love for her and keeping his family together. This was important to Ramlee, who felt that he had already lost one family, his friends at Shaw Studio in Singapore, whom he still missed dearly. In 1967, after 3 consecutive box office flops since Ramlee's departure, Shaw Studio on Jalan Ampas ceased production for good. It was the era of the swinging 60s and the world invasion of rock, soul, pop, reggae, and blues music. The Bee Gees, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, and the Supremes all became household names, displacing P. Ramlee's brand of music and singing style. And while local pop singers struggled to compete with the new musical craze, P. Ramlee remained true to his music. The consequences were disastrous.
P. Ramlee pernah kena bu di stage di Dewan Bahasa Pusaka. Waktu tu malam 3 Ramlee, P. Ramlee, A. Ramlee, A. Ramlee. Saya kameraman. Jadi bila P. Ramlee keluar menyanyi, semua orang bu. Saya tengok waktu pop di stadium, penyanyi Singapura dengan Malaysia. Bila penyanyi Malaysia keluar, mesti orang bu. Jadi orang tak suka waktu tu penyanyi tempatan.
But these incidents only served to strengthen Ramlee's resolve to promote the preservation of traditional Malay music.
Lagu-lagu macam lagu joget, orkes combo, lagu-lagu asli, ghazal dan dendang sayang ini tidak pernah dipertandingkan atau dipertunjukkan. Kalau lagu-lagu ini tidak diberi galakan, maka niscaya lagi 10-20 tahun akan datang, lagu ini akan dilupa terus. Dan muzik-muzik dari barat, mereka akan mewakili muzik kita.
Masa berjauhan, apa nan dikenang, bila dipahamkan, itulah saya.
By this time, P. Ramlee's son Nasir was making his own way in the music industry. But Ramlee was disappointed at what he saw as Nasir's lack of music and acting skills. It was a sensitive subject that often left them on non-speaking terms. Nasir lamented having to live up to public expectations of him as P. Ramlee's son whenever he performed.
Yang beban satu je, bila ada show orang panggil nyanyi, orang mesti compare. Oh, tak macam bapak dia pun. What should I nyanyi style I? Bukan nak ikut Ramlee. Tak macam bapak dia lah. Alamak, sakit hati dengan aku.
P. Ramlee made it clear he had no interest in Nasir's brand of music. But Nasir caught him hiding behind a pillar at the Merlin Hotel to watch him play one night.
Dia minta I dekat apa. Tak nampak I tahu dari dia P. Ramlee. Dia buat macam ni tau. I membuat jadi jam dengan baru nak baik tu.
As their love-hate relationship continued, P. Ramlee felt his son slipping further away from him.
Dia dengan Nasir ni kurang sikit, kurang rapat. Tidak duduk, cerita apa, tak ada. Dia yang rapat betul Sazali. Termasuk bila datang si Zazaloma, dia rapat dengan Zazaloma. Bila datang Sabarudin, dia rapat dengan Sabarudin. Sebab-sebabnya saya tak tahu, kemungkinan mengikut cerita Kasma Buti, Junaidah ni tinggal Nasir begitu aja. Dia tinggal gitu aja dengan P. Ramlee. Sekarang P. Ramlee nak syuting, tak ada orang nak jaga. Yang jaga ni lepas tu baru dihantar kat Penang. Jadi tak bersama.
Sebenarnya Nasir sama bapak dia pun ada clash pasal kahwin aja lah. Tapi ni cerita tak boleh kita terangkan lah.
Nasir was not the only relationship Ramlee held dear that seemed to be slipping away. In 1968, Ramlee's longtime recording company, EMI, decided not to renew his contract when it ended. It was a big shock to P. Ramlee.
Zdewan kata dia, I don't think, saya tak ingat EMI want to do your recording sebab dia punya lagu dah tak laku lagi dah. And then dia punya voice pun orang tak terima. So waktu tu saya tengok muka dia merah dah. I feel so upset tengok P. Ramlee make so much money for EMI. Then dia boleh cakap begitu.
P. Ramlee swore he would never again work with EMI under any circumstances. It was the ingratitude that stung him more than the rejection. Ramlee concentrated on his films, doing everything he could to reach out to his audience. He introduced significant changes to his themes and portrayed multiracial settings in Sesudah Subuh and Gerimis, but the audience was not moved. Then he tried a Hitchcock-style thriller in Dr. Rushdie and even a raunchy theme in Gelora, but the audience was too besotted with foreign movies to notice. Rejected for his singing, acting and directing, Ramlee's humiliation was complete. With one fell swoop, his status had changed from idol to fallen star.
Bini Syowingok tunjuk pada P Ramlee surat tu, kontrak P Ramlee tidak boleh disambung lagi. Sign oleh Jaafar Abdullah.
Jaafar Abdullah, a Shaw Organisation executive, also said in the letter that P Ramlee was a has-been and his movies were no longer selling.
Ada satu kawan abang masuk kerja di Shaw Brothers, dapat fotostatkan surat tu, abang dapat baca. Memang surat tu betul-betul macam nak membunuh P Ramlee.
P Ramlee punya filem sentiasa laku. Yelah, dia nak perkecilkan dia. Katalah macam-macam kan. Shaw lah yang start ni.
1972 to 73 were Ramlee's darkest days. With hardly any acting, directing, composing or singing jobs offered to him, he was desperate to find the means to support his family. P Ramlee sang at weddings with Saloma, acted as compere for stage shows and became a judge for acting competitions to make ends meet. Nasir did not realize how broke his father was.
Saya pun kadang-kadang jumpa dia tak pernah bilang yang dia susah apa, dia act normal kan, jadi saya tak tahu nak predict macam mana dia.
Dia tak pernah cerita dia punya kesusahan, macam mana susah dia pun dia pendam kan. Ini P Ramlee.
Yet Ramlee's critics were relentless. There was very little sympathy for him. The Ramlee skeptics among the journalists were almost gloating in their review of his fall from grace.
P Ramlee memang kecewa dengan wartawan. Kecewa dengan saya sendiri pun kadang-kadang saya nak jumpa dia pun susah, dia malas nak jumpa wartawan. Kan? Apabila ada satu pengkat tu, dia ada dalam studio tu, dia tengah mengubah lagu, mencipta lagu kan. Apabila saya masuk dengan wartawan tu, dia lari, dia tak nak jumpa.
But P Ramlee was fortunate to have found a friend, fan and benefactor in businessman Dato H.M. Shah. They set up a Malaysian film enterprise called Perfima.